Dear students, greetings to all. In this module, we'll be continuing with our ongoing chapter 8, Cell, the Unit of Life. In this module, we will be basically discussing about the prokaryotic cell organelles and we'll be talking about nucleoid in detail. In case of prokaryotes, the genetic material is a naked DNA which is lying in the cytoplasm. Now, because they are prokaryotes, therefore the DNA is of a primitive type and it does not have the nuclear membrane or the nucleolus. Basically, when we talk about the prokaryotic DNA, it is circular, but then it has got loops which are present. So the genetic material, it is not exactly circular. It shows the presence of loops because it is held together by non-histone chromosomal proteins. The bacteria, they've got an extra genetic material, extra chromosomal genetic material, which is referred to as the plasmid. Now this nucleoid lies naked in the cytoplasm, and this plasmid which is present, that's a circular structure, and the plasmid, it confers some specific characteristics to the bacteria, like giving it antibiotic resistance. So if the bacteria, it has got the plasmid, it may have the genes which may confer it resistance against antibiotics like tetracycline, ampicillin, and so on. Talking about the cell organelle, there is flagella. Flagella is a locomotory organ which is present in bacteria. As can be seen in the diagrammatic representation, the whip-like structure which is brown in color is referred to as a flagellum. Now, an organism may also have more than one flagella. Like for example, if we take the example of Euglena, which is a protystin, it has two flagella. One is transverse and the other one is longitudinal. Now these flagella, they help in locomotion and are made up of the flagellin protein. Flagella comprises of three basic parts: the basal body, hook, and the filament. As can be seen in the diagrammatic representation, the base is formed by a basal body. There is presence of a joint which is referred to as hook, and the hair-like structure, helical screw, which is referred to as the filament. Filament is the longest part and that will extend from the cell surface to the outer medium. The next cell organelle is the pili or the fimbriae. Now pili, the singular, that's the pilus or pilus, it is made up of special protein which is referred to as pilin. These are surface structures. They do not play a role in motility. So when we talk about the pili, they are few in number and they are thick. Whereas when we talk about fimbriae, they are many, they are small, bristle or hair-like structures which are sprouting out of the cell. The function of fimbriae is that they help in attachment of the bacterial cell to the substratum. Whereas when we talk about the pili, like this is the sex pili, it helps in the transfer of the genetic material by the process of sexual reproduction in bacteria, referred to as conjugation, by forming a conjugation tube. Thus, the pili and the fimbriae, they are non-locomotory organ and they help either in the process of sexual reproduction or they, like fimbriae, helps in attachment. The ribosomes. When we talk about the ribosomes, in case of prokaryote, the ribosomes, they are 70S type, and in case of eukaryotes, they are 80S, where S refers to sedimentation coefficient or the Swedberg unit. The ribosomes, they are associated with plasma membrane of the prokaryotes. The size is 15 to 20 nanometer. And by a centrifugation technique, it was deciphered that the ribosome, they consist of two subunits, one smaller and the other larger subunit. In case of prokaryotes, the ribosome is 70S type and comprises of a larger 50S and a smaller 30S. In case of eukaryotes, it comprises of a larger 60S and smaller 40S subunit, as can be seen over here. Now these ribosomes, they get arranged on a mRNA and form a polyribosome. So the ribosome, in case of prokaryotes, it is of 70S type. In eukaryotes, it is of 80S type. Talking about the function of the ribosomes. Ribosomes, they are the protein factories, or they facilitate the process of protein synthesis. Now the ribosomes, they may get arranged on an mRNA chain and they may get then translated into proteins. So the conversion of DNA into RNA, that is what is referred to as transcription. And when RNA get converted into a polypeptide chain, forms a polypeptide chain or a protein chain, then it is referred to as translation. So the direction of translation is being depicted, and the strand which we see in green color, that's the mRNA, having the large and small subunit of the ribosome, and therefore it is referred to as a polyribosome or a polysome. And these ribosomes of a polysome, they translate the mRNA into a protein that forms a polypeptide chain. Peptide bond is the bond which is present between the amino acids, that is the CONH bond. Talking about the amino acids, there are 20 amino acids in all, and few are essential and the others non-essential amino acids. Now, the inclusion bodies. Inclusion bodies, they are non-membranous, stored reserve material. They are seen freely in the cytoplasm or prokaryotic cells. They are non-living entities, like for example the phosphate granules, cyanophycean granules, which help in the storage of nitrogen. The gas vacuoles, they are found in blue-green algae, that is cyanobacteria, and some green and purple photosynthetic bacteria. They help to provide buoyancy. The gas vacuoles, the function of gas vacuoles is to provide buoyancy. Thus, the inclusion bodies, they help in the storage of reserve material. That could be either phosphate, it could be nitrogen. And when we talk about glycogen, so glycogen is the reserve stored carbohydrate in case of the eukaryotes. Basically the animals. In case of plants, it is stored carbohydrates are stored in the form of starch. So in this module, we had basically discussed about the cellular components present in the prokaryotic cells. We discussed about the pili, the fimbriae, the inclusion bodies, talked about the ribosomes. Hopefully, you must have garnered all the concepts related to prokaryotic cells very thoroughly. Thank you for being a patient listener. Thank you.